Hello and welcome to today's session. I hope you're all doing amazingly well from whichever part of the world you are watching or listening. Today, I would like to talk about the three wellness service myths that hold your team back. As wellness leaders, we always want to deliver our guests superlative experiences. And the $1 million question we ask ourselves is how can we consistently deliver these remarkable wellness experiences to our guests amid the challenges we have as wellness leaders and what day to day operations in a hotel actually entail. So, just going back to my notes, we've all been down the path where we've either started a new position or if we are in the same hotel for a long time, we want to take our service level up a notch. We want to offer better quality treatments. We want to increase guest satisfaction. We want to have a stable team. And in order to have that stable team, we have invested so much time and energy in training them, in coaching them. And we've also patiently worked with our team members and them with us past the challenges and past the common guest complaints. And we finally get them to a stage where we don't really need to be hands on with them. And then what happens is they end up going to another property, probably the hotel next door for a better pay, better conditions, that one Sunday a month or that one weekend a month, or not having to work during high season, whatever the reasons are. And then we're back to square one. We're back to posting a job ad. We're back to interviewing several clients, several candidates. And on top of that, we're sending offer after an offer. And sometimes people don't either show up to the interview or they don't show up to the first day of work or they abandon ship after a week. But we continue to train. It seems that our number one job as a wellness leader is to train, which it is. We are there to lead and mentor and guide. But we end up actually being in the dungeons of the nitty gritty of training, more training and more coaching. And when we actually enter into this cycle, this actually negatively impacts our business. And what we see is as the cycle repeats itself, we want guest satisfaction to go up. But what ends up happening, because we have so many new people, because we have to train them naturally, we have to coach them, we have to get them past this initial period. When we're getting them past this initial period, our guests are complaining because they've not had that consistent or the same treatment. And we also find that the department heads end up commenting something about a wellness related service. Either the heads of room, the rooms division director has had a workout and seen that something isn't quite working, or the GM's family are in the swimming pool and seeing that something is not quite understood. So you're seeing all these little things that are being pointed out to you. They're small things, and clearly some guests probably don't perceive them. And the intent is very good because the entire hotel wants wellness to succeed, and they want wellness to be delivered at a very high level, which is ultimately what you also want. But this kind of feedback from your other departments, your GM, and your feedback from your guests, what this ends up doing is it does produce some form of instability in the team because you're getting in new team members, you're training them, you have to be patient. There's also that team dynamics. You don't get along with everyone, and you have to work or you have to allow them or hold the space for them to work through their own challenges while you're also receiving feedback. And they're also receiving that feedback. They want to do the job well, but sometimes they find they just can't do it well. They don't have the tools to do it well. Doesn't mean that you haven't trained them. It's just that they're not the right tools. So the end result is that you and your team do not consistently deliver remarkable wellness experiences to your guests. And the irony of it all is that you all want to see your guests go happy. You want guest satisfaction to go off the roof. We all want that. However, The reason we get stuck in this vicious cycle is because I have analyzed this and I have kind of whittled it down to three wellness service myths. The first one is the typical myth: we're in the people business. So we bend over backwards to accommodate every single guest request, even if it means a therapist has to skip lunch, come in on her day off, or pull a 10-hour shift after having done 6 back to back deep tissue massages. The second myth is that glitches are part and parcel of wellness and hospitality. So we must train our teams to effectively handle guest complaints, even if it means we have to give a free treatment to an angry guest so they leave happy or don't leave a negative review. And the third myth is that we're in the business of selling treatments, services, and products. So, as wellness leaders, we train, and then further train our teams on selling our wellness offering, the products, the services, the treatments, even if our guests don't see the value or the benefit of the products or the services. So the myth that we're in the people business, people serving people. So service blunders are the norm, and some people will resonate with certain treatments and others will not. Now, those myths do not serve us, because here's the reality: we're actually in the business of solving well-being related problems. When our guest comes past our door, they want to live another experience. Now, I'm not saying every single guest that's walking past our door is broken and we need to fix them. They want to either escape from the current life, they aspire to live a different experience or a unique experience they've not lived elsewhere. And they have a small little well-being problem. They want to feel better. They want to enhance their overall well-being. And I use problem as more of a kind of a generic term. It doesn't need to be a serious burning issue. They're looking for something that they don't currently have. That is the problem. And our job is to actually solve that problem, to deliver what they're looking for. We're not in the people business. We're in the business of transformation. So when we are transforming people's lives, we're not talking about accommodating service blunders. And it's not okay that some of our treatments just don't resonate with some and the others do, or they don't get wellness, or we have such an amazing concept. We're so sophisticated in this market that the local community has not quite, caught up to us. That's not the business we are in. So when we actually look at why we aren't delivering our guests superlative experiences each and every time, we can't go back to the myths that we're in the people business, that service blunders are norm of wellness and hospitality when we're in a people business, and that it's okay. Some treatments will resonate, some people won't, because, we're either the dog's bollocks or the cat's meow. That is not how we deliver consistent, amazing experiences to our guests consistently each and every time. The way we do that is actually have them in 3 steps. We first search the patterns of mistakes and failures in our guests' entire wellness journey, from pre-arrival to post-departure. Where are our teams consistently slipping? And here's the thing: it rarely is their fault. It's a systems issue. It's not even a training issue. Something isn't quite right. That means that they can't do their jobs properly. And then you write the relevant master and individual checklists. Our industry is notorious for not creating checklists that are useful. You will always see in the airline industry, in the construction industry, where stakes are high. You can't give a free treatment to the family member whose loved one just died because of a blunder that happened. Those kind of blunders aren't allowed, where they actually have far reaching impact. So when we write checklists that are relevant, we're actually setting our teams up for success so they can successfully solve the well-being related problems of our guests and deliver them the experiences they're looking for each and every time. And then the third thing you do is you assign accountability. You implement what is working, and then you periodically review the checklists. Sometimes they actually do become obsolete. And stage 6 of my essence model, also known as consistency, helps you do just that. It is known as the glitch prevention framework, and it's about how to set your teams up for success so that they can deliver your guests remarkable wellness experiences consistently each and every time. So when we want to solve the conundrum of how do we get our teams to consistently deliver remarkable experiences, we first get away from the three myths that we're in the people business, that blunders are part and parcel of wellness and hospitality because we're in the people's business, and that we're in the business of selling products, treatments, and services. We aren't. The first thing we have to know is that we are in the business of transformation. We are delivering experiences that transform the lives of our guests. We are enhancing their well being in some shape, way, and form. And that is the business we are in. And our teams want to deliver that transformation. With all the training you've given, all the brand standards, they have and know exactly what they need to do to deliver that transformation. And as wellness leader, what you need to do is create the system to ensure that they can deliver those experiences, that there is no confusion between one area and the other, because it's normally this confusion that sets your teams up to fail. And that is why they cannot consistently deliver the remarkable experiences. And that is why we have to give free treatments to angry guests, because mainly it's a communication problem. And how can you solve for that communication problem? You put the right checks in place. Observe the typical patterns of mistakes and failures that the team are making. And that is a systems issue. Solve for that. Put the right checks in place. Set your team up for success. And then you'll see the magic happen. Then is when you'll see guest satisfaction go out of the roof, because you would have consistently delivered those transformation experiences you have promised your guests. And that is the business we are in. And on that note, I wish you all a beautiful day ahead. Take care now.